What's up guys, this is Balázs from Racing Brick. You could already see my review of the smaller 2021 Speed Champion sets and the other one about the Bronco and the GT. I actually created a playlist for these new sets that you can watch by clicking on the link in the top right corner. By the way, I made a mistake with the GT. The orientation of the printed headlight piece was wrong. Thanks for highlighting this in the comments. Unfortunately, that doesn't help with the misaligned print. It would be still wrong on the other side as well. Today is the day to review the new Speed Champion set with the longest name so far. This is the Chevrolet Corvette C8.R race car and 1968 Chevrolet Corvette. Phew! On the front of the box you can see both cars side by side on the racetrack, which is a bit weird as the classic Corvette does not really belong there. Another disturbance in the force is the presence of two other cars in the background. They seem to be also two C8Rs, one with the same livery and the other with an inverted one, but I can't recall any other Speed Champions boxes where any of the cars was included more than once. On the back of the box, we see the back view of both cars on the same racetrack, two close-up shots and two photos of the original cars. Let's open the box and check the contents. The set has 512 pieces. The price is €39.99 or $29.99. That's a significant difference, as with the current exchange rate, the US price is almost the half of the European one. Anyway, there are 4 numbered bags in the box, 2 manuals, 2 sticker sheets and a bag of wheel covers. The manuals are numbered this time. Not sure what is the difference between this one and the fourth set where they had no numbers. So the first model to build is the C8R. This is a race version of the C8, competing in the Grand Touring Le Mans class in different championships in the US and other races such as the Le Mans 24 Hours. Honestly, I couldn't find any particularly interesting building details for this model, so let's jump right to the finished version. It's a race car, so I have to accept the insane amount of stickers, but it was really a lot to put on. The black, grey and yellow color scheme really looks good on the model. It's a bit difficult to compare the set with the original, as it seems to be a mixed bag. There are areas where you can find a lot of authentic details, like the area around the lower front lights with the yellow accent and the sticker next to it or the splitter, but right above them there's the ugly split sticker of the front light and the complete lack of the Corvette's pointy nose. The yellow stripe on the hood works again, but the yellow color of the printed windshield is something completely different compared to the yellow of the bricks or the stickers. The side of the car from this perspective could be okay. The usage of the Nexo shield and those curved slopes looks pretty much like the real deal. Unfortunately, this resemblance only lasts from this perspective. If we move a bit, then you can see that the air intake on the real car has way more depth. I'm not sure if there's a better way to build it with bricks at this scale, but it's just different. The bulge over the rear wheel also kind of missing, but the black air intake is a nice added detail behind the rear window. Another nice detail is the small engine that can be seen through the window. The rear of the car is okay-ish, although most of the details are simply recreated with stickers, apart from the dual exhaust and the diffuser. One particular detail that I really like is the recreation of the pointy rear light on the side of the car. The proportions are totally wrong, but the shape is a pretty good match. The interior is fairly simple. We have 2 seats and a steering wheel. Okay, so unless you are a fan of the race team or one of the series where the C8R competes, I don't think you would buy the set for this car. Now let's jump to the other one. The 1968 Corvette is the 3rd generation of the car, with probably the most iconic design. This is again a very organic shape, which is a real challenge to recreate in Lego form. A few highlights from the build. The structure of the rear bumper is pretty interesting. There are lots of different layers and connection techniques used for the best possible result. There are also 2x3 tiles embedded that will form the rear bumper. The rear lights are also slot builds with a 1x3 tile on top, which actually becomes the rear side of the car. The front bumper area is also an independent subassembly from the rest, but it works very well with the nose part above it. So this is our finished 68 Corvette. That was the first year of the 3rd generation, and I'm a bit confused because of these Stingray stickers on the side. According to the sources I found online, this was the only year where there was no Stingray variant offered, so why does it have the badge? Or if the designer wanted this to be a Stingray Corvette, then why didn't they call it a 69 model? Corvette experts, please enlighten me in the comments, thank you. I really love the body shaping of the C3 Corvette, such an iconic car. I wish I could say that this Lego version is a successful representation of the original, but unfortunately it isn't. Don't get me wrong, there are parts that are very well made, like the whole front section. This one has a proper pointy nose, a nice bumper, huge bulges over the front wheels and in the middle as well. The front works for me. The side is still okay, I like the different curves forming the door panels. The side view so far is pretty good. The first problem is the windshield, especially from the front. If we take a look at the Corvette from this perspective, you can see that the top of the windshield is significantly narrower than the bottom. The Lego version is totally straight, and this creates two problems. First, that it looks unproportional, and second, that the roof is too big. If you take a look at it, you know there's a problem with the roof. I thought first that it's too flat compared to the original one. But that one only has a little curvature, so that's not the issue here. The problem is that it is simply way too wide. If we continue towards the rear, there are other problems as well, like the missing bulge over the rear wheel. I really don't get this one. If it was there over the front wheel, then why not over the rear one? The trunk lid is pretty flat on the original as well, but not this flat from side to side. The rear again looks pretty cool with the double red rear lights and the bumper, which was really disemphasized. Well, I mean the flat areas. The vertical one on the two sides of the license plate had actually the same width as the horizontal ones, but I guess there was really no such Lego piece with that width. I also like the double exhaust recreated with bricks and not stickers. The wheel covers are another nice extra. The Corvette had wheels exactly like that. Really, even the central stud is there. The new wheel design allows such pieces to be used as wheel cover, so it opens a lot of possibilities. We have a black interior with more details than in an average Speed Champions car, like the seats, the handbrake and the gear shifter. We have two drivers with detail printed torsos in the set. I prefer the lady's outfit who has a Corvette logo on her t-shirt and on the rear of her jacket as well. So, how to sum it up? I like the color scheme of the C8R, and probably that's all about it. It might be even less interesting than the Supra. The C3 Corvette is very different. I wanted to like it so badly. It has some interesting techniques during building and has some very clever and nice details, but the overall look just lacks the wow factor. I wish it had a new windshield design with a narrower top. I still prefer it over the Supra or the Alva though. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would like to know your opinion about these two cars. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe and tap the notification bell, because we still have one set remaining and, spoiler alert, it is much better than a lot of you expected. See you very soon, bye bye.